Hello, in this video, I am going to show you how process engineers can use CSense to calculate control limits to centerline their processes. This is the CSense discrete and batch troubleshooter. Using this, I can connect to historical data from our historian easily. For example, the data like this showing the sensor readings recorded over time. Then, I can also connect to other systems like our raw material database or laboratory information systems. I can combine the data from various data sources together for analysis. As a process engineer, I can provide operational context. For example, in our process, we produce outputs like temperature and various emissions that we need to monitor and control. We receive raw materials from supplier. So in this case, I do not have any control over this. What I can actually control and manage carefully are these adjustable controllable parameters, like the rate at which we feed into the process, the power we put into the process, and various additions into the process. For all of which I would like to calculate best control limits so the output of the process are in stable and good situation in a production context. Using the CSense troubleshooter, I can easily visualize all the process outputs together and visually select the data that I would like to use to calculate the control limit for. I can also select the areas where we have stable emission and stable temperature and essentially where the process is stable and exactly in the range that I as a process engineer happy with. I have a precise visual control to filter data and select data. Once I have done that, I can calculate the control limits. For example, here you can see for a specific variable the calculated control limits. You can also select only the brushed area and view the control limits. These limits can now be exported into the CSense Architect. The CSense Architect provides a visual drag and drop environment. I can now implement these limits. For example, you may be manufacturing various products or grades in your process. For each product or grade, you may have specific limits. You can implement the calculated limits in a CSense analytic, and the analytic will read the specific products for the right limits. I can also publish these limits via OPC to an OPC server, so external systems like SCADA or DCS can monitor or control these limits. After I have the analytic configured, I can run the analytic permanently in CSense Runtime Manager, where it will publish these limits, so external systems like DCS and SCADAs can read these limits to control or alert. For example, this is the Matricon OPC client reading and displaying the limits that are being published by CSense. Similarly, any third-party OPC systems will be able to read these limits to monitor, control, and alert. When the products or grades change, CSense can automatically publish the correct limits. In this video, I showed you how process engineers can use CSense to calculate control limits to centerline their processes. Thanks for watching.